Hello, bonjour, Alberta. Did you know that at least 238,000 people speak Français in Alberta? And those numbers just keep on growing? Oui, oui, c'est vrai, it's true. And thanks to Shaw TV Community Access Programming, we get to reach out to everyone to let you know all about special people, places, events, and activities happening right here in this great province, in both English and en français. That's right, mes amis. We begin the first part of our program in English, and then we repeat it en français. So stay with us. Restez à l'écoute.
Bienvenue and welcome to Hello Bonjour Alberta. We're in our 12th season and we continue to celebrate the 60th anniversary of the twinning of the cities of Quebec and Calgary. Now, did you know that French was the first European language spoken in Alberta? And we continue to celebrate the linguistic duality in Canada. That's the result of all that. Now, in this episode, we have some guests from considerably further afar. We have guests from the Nigerian Canadian Association of Calgary. With us this evening are Peter Oganwu, the president. Welcome, Peter.
Thank you.
And Njideka, Harris-Eze, who is the vice president. Thank you for joining us.
It's my pleasure to be here.
Great. So let's start by finding out something about the two of you. Let's start with you, Peter. Where were you born? And tell us about some of the developments that occurred during your life. And how did you come to be in Calgary and president of the association?
Yeah, I was born in a small town in Edo State, Nigeria, called gala. I grew up in Nigeria, had my elementary school and high school in Nigeria. I also had my university education in Nigeria, studied engineering, electrical engineering first degree.
Did you had to move to the city to do that, I would
assume? Yes, I moved to Benin City in Edo State for my university education. I went to University of Benin. So after my university education, I did my youth service. It's a compulsory service for graduates in Nigeria, serving the government for 1 year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did that, then got a job with Western Atlas. I was with them for 9 years before I immigrated to Calgary, or to Canada, Calgary, in early 2001.
And what made you decide to do that? What made you leave a nice, warm, beautiful place to come to a cold, beautiful place?
I immigrated with my wife and my son under the skilled program.
Ah, yes.
Mainly to offer my kids more opportunities outside the shores of Nigeria.
Oh, okay.
That was why I came to, I immigrated to Canada.
Yes.
And so far, I've not regretted it with my family, yeah.
Great.
So, okay.
And you got your master's degree at the University of Calgary here.
Yes, I had a master's degree in civil engineering project management specialization. And currently, I'm the president of a company I started about 9 years ago. And we provide services to the oil and gas industry in Calgary. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a fair bit of that, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and we'll come back to the presidency of the association in a moment. Yeah. And you, Njideka, I will get that, Njideka. So you're from Nigeria also originally?
Yes, I am. So I was born in a city called Enugu in Nigeria, in the southeastern part of Nigeria, to a family of 7 kids. And I had my elementary, secondary, or what we would call high school here. And I also went to a university in Nigeria. I have a first degree in computer science. And after that, some nice young man decided to marry me. And together we have 3 kids. And we both worked in the financial industry in various capacities. And at some point, early 2001, we migrated to Canada. And we landed in Ontario and lived there for most of the time till about 2006 when we moved to Calgary, Alberta. And so far, so good.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
All right, great. All right, let's talk about the association now. How long has there been a Nigerian Canadian Association? How did it come about? And why does it exist?
Yes, the Nigerian Canadian Association was established in 1993 when some members of the Nigerian community in Calgary formed the association. I like to refer to these members as founding members because they had a vision. They had a vision of a strong Nigerian community in Calgary to contribute to the workforce and also to create wealth, contribute to the wealth of the city, the province, and beyond the Alberta province. And that vision, a lot of Nigerians that immigrated to Calgary in the last 15 years have benefited from that vision. And so far we have about 600 members of the Nigerian Canadian Association, and with over 5,000 Nigerians in Calgary. So we have a growing and large Nigerian community in Calgary. So.
That's quite the number. Yeah. 5,000. That's a pretty decent group, and you seem to have a pretty good participation level also.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, and most people come from Nigeria for the opportunities, for the work.
Yes, like I said, most Nigerians in Calgary came in here under the skilled immigration program, and most of them are professionals in their own rights, and they are doing very well in Calgary. The Nigerians in Calgary, so, and
they don't complain about adjusting to the winters?
Oh, we all do.
Well, those that are from here also do, yes, of course.
Yeah.
So we just dress warm for it. So.
Yeah, well, that's true. You can just put on more clothes.
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, well, one of the main subjects I think we'd like to talk about is the big gala that occurs once a year in the Nigerian Canadian Association. Can you talk to us about that a little bit?
So part of the vision of the founding fathers of and mothers of NCAC was to have a forum where Nigerians and even Canadians could get a chance to experience our culture, our beliefs, our values. And the gala was one of the events that they decided that they would hold every year. So it holds every year. They also want to have it happen around the first week of October, because as Nigerians, it's a very special time for us. It's when we usually celebrate our Independence Day.
Oh, yes.
Yes, because Nigeria used to be a Commonwealth country, and that was when we got our independence from Britain, October 1, actually. So about that time of the year, we have this big event where we literally put our best foot forward. We celebrate excellence. We celebrate our diversity in terms of the entertainment, the food, and for the excellence, we celebrate our children and members of our community who have volunteered and excelled in various capacities.
So there are speeches and awards for those people?
Yes, we have the 3 categories of awards. We have the Youth Awards, and this is mainly for kids in from grade 7 to 12. We give them award based on their marks, average marks in the core subjects. For this past gala, the kids did so well that I think the list was about 94% on the core subjects. And we also have the University Scholarship Award for kids that are in university with their GPA, cumulative of the last 2 years. And for this year's gala, there is a kid, one of our kids, he got 4 out of 4 is GPA.
He's got a 4.0 GPA.
Yeah,
Wow.
4.0 GPA. So we are so impressed to showcase him at the event. You know. So we also have the adult award for volunteers.
Volunteers.
And this year we presented 2 awards. Then we have the NCAC Distinguished Citizen Award.
Yes.
I'll talk on that one.
Yeah. So the Distinguished Citizen Award is where we celebrate a Nigerian that has done exceedingly well, professionally, and in terms of philanthropy as well. So this year's recipient was Dr. Godwin Maduka, and he came all the way from Las Vegas for the ceremony to receive the award and all that. Yeah. And he has led an inspirational life in terms of coming from a very, I would say very tough environment to a situation where he employs over 200 professionals in the States and has about 6 huge hospitals where they attend to people on pain and pain management to a large extent.
So that's quite the role model.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
For the next generation, for sure.
Absolutely. And he's given back tremendously. He's built over 100 houses for less fortunate people back in Nigeria, and trains people, gives out scholarships. He's trained over 10 medical doctors in the States. And he's just a phenomenal person that we wanted to inspire all of us, right? That we could all do maybe a little bit more.
Now, that, I think, is a good picture of the serious components of the gala.
Yes.
But I've been to African galas before, and it's a lot of fun, too, isn't it?
It is,
Absolutely.
Yes. So
Absolutely.
what kind of things do you do for fun? Do you have dancing? Do you have music?
Yes,
fashion?
Yeah, for this year's gala, we did something different. We brought in a comedian from California, and we brought in some artists, musical artists from Nigeria, Sheishe, Victoria, Kimani, and Emanaira. They're coming from Nigeria. And we also, like, our gala is to showcase ourselves to our culture, and we have 2 great artists in Calgary that we are there to sing. Chibi and Obi, and they sang, and it was fun. In addition to this, we also have our cultural performances. We had 3 performances this year from the south region of Nigeria, from the western part of the Nigeria called the Yorubas, and from the eastern part of Nigeria called the Igbos. They were all there to entertain the crowd, and it was a fun night. Yeah.
So can our viewers put on their calendar to check your website in next September or next August?
Yes, absolutely.
It's open to everyone?
Yeah, it's open to everyone, but you have to buy a ticket to attend.
Oh, of course,
yeah.
of course,
yes.
Yeah, so it's open to everyone. It's the first Saturday, actually, the first Saturday of October. So I want Calgarians to mark their calendar.
Yeah.
Well, I wish we had more time to talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm sure that it's quite a lot of fun and very colorful too.
Lots of food, and then there's dancing as well.
Dancing at the end
Lots
of it.
at the end.
Well, thank you. We've been talking to
Njideka
Harris-Eze and Peter,
Peter,
Vice President and President of the Nigerian Canadian Association of Calgary. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For our viewers, please stay with us. We will continue en français.